We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxingego Unpacked. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Hey. Claressa Shields, the GWOAT, is facing enormous backlash. Enormous from boxing fans for her new, crude, and insensitive behavior. Shadasia Green just fought yesterday night, and the reaction from Claressa Shields, it wasn't it. So in this video, I'm going to break it down. Let's get unpacked. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. It is time for me to do my job and get unpacked. Now, Jake Paul's MVP Promotions had a card headlined by Alycia Baumgardner, who won her fight. More on that later. On the undercard was a fighter named Shadasia Green. Shadasia Green, if you follow the women's boxing circuit, was a name that was being linked to Claressa Shields' name, right? And there were some people like, hey, Claressa Shields, why don't you fight Shadasia Green? Some people thought Claressa would win, but there were even people who believed that Shadasia Green could beat Claressa Shields and or it'd be a good fight. My channel, I promoted, I don't put out fight predictions for fights that aren't announced, but I did tell you that was one of the fights that I personally wanted to see. Well, she just got beat. And to make matters worse for Shadasia, she got beat by somebody that Claressa Shields very well dominated. More on that. Stay tuned to the end of the video. Now, as you guys know, I do not own the footage, so to spare any kind of copyright complaints, I cannot show you the actual footage, but I can show you some frames from it, but I can't just play the whole clip. So this is the opponent, and you see Shadasia Green kind of like up against the ropes, almost defenseless. And then her opponent, bow, throwing, boom, body, headshot. And you see Shadasia Green, bow, got hit with another one. DJ Khaled, another one, right? And she's just pretty much getting pummeled and wailed on. You know, fighters, they smell blood, shark. It's like a shark when blood's in the water. So she just started getting pounded on. Now, this is concerning because if you look right here, Shadasia, she looks cloudy and she looks like kind of out of it, like concussed or something. Right? She still hasn't thrown one punch back. And the referee's taking a very close look. She's just like almost eyes closed. She just looks like just out of it. Boom, getting hit. I mean, you guys can see, boom, getting hit on the head, unanswered punches time and time again. The ref is like, all right, boom. The referee jumps in, fight over, knockout loss, right? So that's literally what happened. But I want you guys to pay close attention to the on-ring commentator, Christina Poncher, and listen, just listen to what she said.
See it? She was wincing coming out in the corner.
She was wincing coming out of the corner.
See it? She was wincing coming out in the corner.
Yeah, Green was just out on her feet from...
Green was just out on her feet.
Yeah, Green was just out on her feet.
Right.
From the opening bell of this round, and Daniels capitalizing.
And Daniels is capitalizing because she's out on her feet. She was wincing coming out of the corner.
On it.
Like, so before the round even started, she looked troubled.
And you just said it, Christina, there's that juxtaposition now.
Right.
Now. The excitement of Lani.
And she got knocked out. It is what it is, right? So this is where it starts to get a bit messy and a bit chippy. Because, again, Claressa Shields, her name has been linked to Shadasia Green, and then Shadasia Green, as I just mentioned, came up short and lost.
I mean, 4 minutes left in the fight. That's it.
Guys, Shadasia Green barely moved out of her corner.
She's wincing.
You hear that? Shadasia Green barely moved out of her corner.
I mean, 4 minutes left in the fight. That's it.
Guys, Shadasia Green barely moved out of her corner.
She's wincing. Something is going on with Shadasia Green tonight. She's on her way out. You can tell it. Lani Daniels is pouring it on, and they stopped the fight. She's done it.
Boom. So something was good. I don't know, but she was getting like pummeled, and this was on ESPN. It was the first ESPN show, I believe, with Jake Paul, and she's just sitting there, and taking punishment, punch after punch. It just looked uncharacteristic of her. Kind of like when Terrence Crawford fought Errol Spence, and anybody who's watched Errol Spence, they know that something was up with Errol Spence to the point where he don't normally fight like that. Now, again, credit Crawford, beat him fair and square, cool. I'm not blaming that, but I mean, you have to be really obtuse to believe that Errol Spence always looked like that. So Lani, she's out there celebrating, happy or whatever. And this is Shadasia Green after. She looks completely like exasperated, mouthpiece is out, just got stopped, put the mouthpiece back in, doctors checking on her, right? Lani Daniels, she didn't really celebrate. She just did that like initial celebrate, speaking with her team, and that's it. So look, Shadasia Green, she looked like almost like she in pain or something, all right? And then they're like laying her down, like you can see, I'm showing you the facial expressions. She looks like very concussed and out of it. Again, I personally don't know if she had a bad weight cut or I don't know. I don't know if it's just from what happened in the ring, but after this moment, Shadasia Green then gets carted out in a gurney. They have to put her on the stretcher. There's no post-fight interview. Put her on the gurney, put her on the stretcher, and stretcher her out, right? And if you already know, you have to understand, I have multiple people watching my channel, right? So I have to cover everything to make sure everyone knows the story. So some people are like, oh, get to the point. No, we doing it different, right? Let me turn this sound down and I'll show you. So this is the aftermath that I was talking about. And Shadasia Green, you see they got all the equipment in the ring, all the personnel circling and doctors and ringside physicians and EMS hopping in the ring, right? And they're strapping her to a gurney. And look, the referee just standing, everyone's standing over her body. And Nikisa's like, get back, trying to get people to back up. You got camera people. It looks like chaotic, right? Look. So the medical staff, they put her on the gurney and they start escorting her out. Let's see if we can see that. Now it's a little bit dark, but that's what happened, right? Now, enter Claressa Shields. Throughout the fight, Claressa Shields was being very distasteful, where I just showed you what happened in the fight. The girl got knocked out. I get it. The girl was being linked to fighting you and she got knocked out. So you're probably happy. But in a situation like this, I'm being as reasonable as possible. Reasonable as possible to all sides. So I get it. People were saying Shadasia Green, right, could beat Claressa Shields. So now that she lost to someone that you beat, fine, you're giddy from it. You know what I mean? You feel tickled. But under these circumstances where it looks like she's maybe in and out of consciousness and something could seriously be wrong with her, I can't tell Claressa Shields how to act. She already did what she did. That's why she's facing the backlash, because she chose to act selfishly with no class. And we're going to get into that in a few minutes in this video. And I'll let you see what Claressa Shields was saying. Right. And again, I can't tell nobody how to act and what to do. She a grown woman. But if it were me, which it wasn't, all things considered, I wouldn't have went that route. I would have been the bigger person, at least until you know that the girl is okay. Right? Because there are things that are greater than boxing, like human life. So me being who I am, a caring person, like I ain't no punk, but you know, I do want to see people do well and stuff like that. It's not that serious. Let me just say that. It's not that serious. So I don't want to see people, even though I'm super competitive, I don't want to see people mortally wounded and like never the same. Like this ain't like a street beef. Keep that in mind. This is boxing. You and this girl have boxing issues, right? People putting your name and her name in the same sentence. Boxing. It ain't no street beef and you guys, you're Frank Lucas and Nikki Barnes. Like this ain't no street stuff. So to act like you almost don't value her health and safety and human life to fuel this beef or whatever you got going, I just thought that was pretty distasteful from Claressa Shields. And apparently I'm not the only one that felt that, because I got screenshots. You know, in my videos, especially on these unpacks, I do come prepared. You know, I'm surgical with this bit. Jake, I got receipts, and I'm going to show you just, here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you. And you guys be the judge. I'll pull it up and we'll go through it like one big happy family, right? And you tell me, don't lie, be honest in the comment section. Let me know if this was called for, given everything that I went over, which is the absolute reality, right? So from the top, Claressa Shields starts laughing, a laughing emoji. So I just showed you that the girl got stretchered out and looked like badly concussed. And I want you guys to understand this. I want you to understand how boxing works. The people in boxing that just get slept, bow, like Pacquiao. He's going to my fight with Marquez, right? That is, I'm not saying it's good. It's still blunt force trauma, but that's better than taking a sustained beating. And if you look at the people who've actually been unalived from the sport of boxing, more often than not, it stems from a sustained beating, meaning like your brain started to already show the signs of like damage, like, all right, this is starting to become too much. And then round 8, round 9, 10, back in the day, they was doing 15 rounders. You're in this ring and you're getting pieced up and you're too tough for your own good. That's what's really dangerous for the fighters, right? Unanswered punches, bow, 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 getting hit, because your brain knows there's like a traumatic event, blunt force trauma, and then it'll start to hemorrhage. You could hemorrhage, you have an aneurysm, you start to bleed, swelling. Your brain is shifting when you're getting hit like that. So I personally I've watched fights live where the person later was unalived, right? Like Maxim Dadashev, who fought Subriel Matias. I literally watched that fight on the same network that Shadasia Green just got knocked out on, right? And it was on ESPN. It was a top-ranked fight, and he unfortunately didn't survive his injury. And it just goes to show you how boxing works. You know, Emil Griffith killed a person in the ring, and so on and so forth. There's a lot that happens in you know, Japan and some of these other ones where you don't know like kind of what the commission is. And I've seen like Magomed Abdusalamov permanently maimed from boxing. Pritchard Colon, I watched that fight live with Tiger, right? And it's a serious matter, to say the least, right? Especially when you see somebody taking like Bradley versus Ruslan Provodnikov, like where you're just getting pinballed. So that becomes more dangerous. So to see Claressa Shields like take to her social media and she like laughing at it, you gotta look at the timestamps. You're laughing. I don't know. That just seemed too far, right? Again, this ain't no street beef. You're not in a gang. You had boxing beef with this girl, right? And then she said, LOL, Lani Daniels really that girl, heavy-handed self. In my opinion, you're just bragging because she beat the girl that everybody linked your name to. And Claressa has this uncanny ability to make every moment about herself, right? I remember recently, Michael B. Jordan won the Oscar Academy Award for Sinners. Claressa Shields posted a picture with Michael B. Jordan, right? When all these other girls be fighting, or Keith Thurman, like remember when Keith Thurman lost to Fundora? She's like, oh, we are. Like, why do you keep making it about you? And from a boxing perspective, I don't like when people do that, right? I don't like when, first of all, I think it's selfish just to make every moment about you. Like if somebody gets engaged, let them have their moment, right? But instead you try to like bring it back to you, and now you're trying to act like you happy for this girl. But in my opinion, I believe you're happy because you beat the girl and dominated her, and then she just knocked out the girl that everyone was saying you needed to fight. So now you're like, see, in your mind, this triangle theory works, but it don't work like that. Them triangle theories do not work in boxing. So you can't take credit. I hate when fighters do that. You're almost like trying to take credit for somebody else's work. Lani Daniels got more knockouts than you. She did that. Styles make fights. You have 3 knockouts in like whatever, 19 fights or whatever. And then you're almost like rejoicing like you did it. And notice it's that Crawford crowd, Shakur, Keyshawn, Claressa, they all kind of act very similar. Like Andy Cruz, the world wanted to see Keyshawn Davis fight Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz was like, he my little son. I'll spank him if he get out of line. I want to fight him. We didn't hear Keyshawn really go off and put his foot down. He was like, man, the fight ain't big enough now. You didn't fight Andy Cruz. Long story short, Ray Murataya fought Andy Cruz and he beat him in a close fight. Like he beat him in a close fight. And then what did Keyshawn do? Just like Claressa Shields, he did a video like, man, BTA, like he whooping somebody, but you ain't do that. Murataya did that. How you just come in and take credit almost like, yeah, we beat him. We didn't beat anybody. Murataya beat him. Lani Daniels knocked out Shadasia. Claressa never fought her. So I hate when fighters do that and try to almost like inadvertently get triangle theory credit. Like, man, you know, if Murataya beat him, you know what Keyshawn would have did. No, Keyshawn ain't fought Andy Cruz. Claressa didn't fight. She fought Lani Daniels, but she didn't fight the other girl, Shadasia. And then on top of that, it looked like something was wrong, like that Errol Spence stuff. So it is what it is. You could believe me or not. Anybody who watched the fight and watched Shadasia fight before said the same thing. Like, hey, she looked off. And I mean, okay. Claressa said, and this who y'all said was gonna beat me? Up out of here. Lani just TKO'd Shadasia Green. I believe it was a knockout, not a TKO. Not a TKO. And then the person in the comments said, have some respect, especially in this moment. Doesn't it sound like what I'm saying? Once we know she is stable, then you could talk your ish, but this ain't the time. You should know that. She has something health-wise going on, another person wrote. This shows your character. I hope somebody knock your loud butt out. Try to tell y'all. So the fans are saying like, yo, have some couth. And then Claressa says, remove my name from these girls' vocabulary. They are all effing amateurs. Right? I didn't see not even 10% of my skill tonight. Again, she was referring to not only Shadasia getting knocked out, but the main event, Alycia Baumgardner, who won the fight. You aren't with MVP. You didn't fight on the card. Why are you keep talking about you? You know what I mean? You like, you trying to take credit for Shadasia losing, talk about the skill ain't 10% of me. You're not fighting. We don't even know when your next fight is. Where Papoose at? Is Pap upstairs? Like, what are you talking about, bruh? What the F is going on? Mrs. Six-Pack always getting roughed up. Look like dang amateurs in there. Jake Paul mad as heck. Ha 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 emojis. Bro, this is just immature stuff from Claressa Shields, bro. And let's talk about the GWOAT stand. I gotta cook me a GWOAT stand. These GWOAT stands, y'all look stupid. First of all, you look dumb, right? Because when your boy Ego made videos as it pertained to certain situations, and I had constructive criticism like the one I'm doing right now for Claressa Shields, you had these stupid GWOAT stands. They was like, oh, Ego, you a hater. I ain't hate. I just gave constructive criticism like, hey, don't beef with 50 Cent. You don't know what you're doing. Laila Ali won the beef. I just gave you opinions and assessment. Claressa Shields is just actually out here hating. And then the GWOAT stand had a nerve and the audacity to say that Ego was the hater. You're like, oh, I didn't see 10% of my skill. Oh, these people look like amateurs. What are you talking about, bro? And then you're friends with Caroline DuBois, right? You're friends with Caroline DuBois, cool. And you're like, Alycia Baumgardner need to fight Caroline DuBois on my undercard. DuBois will get with her and da-da-da-da, right? And you're like trying to vicariously live through, I apparently you're trying to live through DuBois because you're too big to fight Baumgardner at this point, certainly, right? And then now you're talking about you didn't see no skill and all that type of stuff. But here's the thing. Alycia Baumgardner just fought Bo-Mi Ray Shin, right? Guess who else fought Bo-Mi Ray Shin? Caroline DuBois, right? And Caroline DuBois fought her last year, and it was a 10-rounder. It wasn't 3-minute rounds, and she barely scraped by and got a majority decision. A majority decision. So while you up here hating on Alycia Baumgardner, she actually did better and beat this girl up more. And it was a 10-rounder, and she won a clean UD, right? So what are you talking about? How are you bragging about Caroline DuBois who fought the, like, this is what I'm talking about. There's no one in boxing that's going to outsmart me, fighters included. If this is your logic, you cannot outsmart me. So, Pete, people use triangle theories when they want to. So, Lani Daniels, who Claressa Shields previously fought, Claressa did better versus Lani. Didn't stop her, but she did better. Lani Daniels goes on to stop Shadasia Green, as I mentioned. And then now you act like Claressa Shields is like acting like she gets credit for beating Shadasia Green when she didn't fight her. That's a triangle theory. You beat Lani Daniels, who then went on to beat. So clearly you like triangle theories. So since we're talking about triangle theories, let your boy Ego, who know his boxing, let him cook. You like triangle theories, I'm giving you one. You hating talking about Alycia Baumgardner didn't show no skill, but she just beat the girl that Caroline DuBois had a majority decision with, right? That's one. Then, and she buckled her. I don't remember what round it was, but that bow cut was bouncing around. She got hurt up in there. Caroline DuBois, had probably her toughest fight with this chick. So now all of a sudden we not doing the triangle theories. Now you don't love them. Let's keep it going. We ain't done enough. And this is why my commentary is so elite, because I'm not doing that picking and choosing. Either you like triangle theories or you don't. When Lani Daniels knocks out Shadasia Green, the girl people say could beat you, you're like, see, I beat Lani easy. Okay, well, Alycia Baumgardner beat the girl Caroline DuBois beat easy. And then let's go back. In 2021, Alycia Baumgardner knocked out in 4 rounds Terry Harper. Who did Caroline DuBois just recently fight? Oh, that's right, Terry Harper. And she dropped her, but Caroline DuBois did not stop her. And she won a unanimous decision. So you can't pick and choose. Alycia Baumgardner has mutual opponents with Caroline DuBois, and you're all in on Caroline DuBois. And I don't have a problem with Caroline DuBois. She's a good fighter. I don't have a problem with her. But the point I'm making is, if you're going to hate, your hate should make sense. How are you celebrating this 13-0-1 Caroline DuBois, right? And she is struggling or having lesser performances versus mutual opponents that Baumgardner would go on to beat, or for Terry Harper actually fought her first. And then you're making it sound like, oh, I didn't see no skill with Baumgardner, but you see skill with Caroline DuBois. And again, you idiotic GWOAT stands think you could with me? I'm cooking with all facts. All facts. So yeah, it looks bad because that's the difference. The stuff I say is never hate. I'm not hating. I'm not talking about Claressa Shields' appearance or nothing like that. I'm talking all boxing, and y'all got the nerve to call me a hater. Claressa Shields is not even being consistent, right? If you like triangle theories, go ahead and get you that triangle theory that I just presented. So we can't bash Alycia Baumgardner like she trash when she did better with the mutual opponents that she fought with Caroline DuBois. Anyway, let's keep going. And I could tell, like, Claressa comes across as mad, insecure, and jealous. I'm just being real. Because she says, what the F is going on, Miss Six-Pack? Why are you calling Alycia Baumgardner Miss Six-Pack? Like, that sounds like some hating stuff. Let's be real. That sounds like just pure hate. And again, you GWOAT stands be like, oh, Ego hated. That's hate. Why don't you just call her her name? Why did you say Miss Six-Pack? That shows me you like paying attention to her body. First of all, let's be real. I'm gonna be like this. I'm a man. Alycia Baumgardner is fine, bro. Her body is tight. Her energy be good. She can fight. She's pretty in the face. Like, it's coming from a man, bro. So what Claressa keeps doing, it just comes across as bad. like a bad look. Miss Six Pack. What does that mean? Like, what grade are we in? You know what I mean? Like, you calling her Miss Six Pack. Like, did Alycia Baumgardner ever call herself Miss Six Pack? But anyway, Dan Rayfield, boxing reporter. Right? Lani Daniels TKO'd Shadasia Green in a major upset to win the belts. Blah, blah, blah. 168 MVP. Green is in bad shape in the ring. She will be taken out on a stretcher. So just to prove that my work checks out. Not clear what the specific issue is. So if a boxing reporter who, I don't know if he was there ringside, but he might have been, but a boxing reporter don't know what's going on, but Claressa is laughing and all that, and we know she don't know what's going on with the girl. A fan said, I am worried her heart was giving her trouble. The way she didn't come out of the corner and was wincing on the stool after the TKO did not look good. Right? So everybody else with class is concerned for Shadasia Green's actual health. Another boxing reporter, Andreas Hale. Shadasia Green is conscious, speaking, and moving. This was later, though. This was like towards 10 o'clock. Claressa Shields was tweeting at 9:11 and 9 o'clock, right? Someone else said, heard they were having trouble keeping Shadasia Green conscious. I pray that she is good and quickly recovers. So again, everybody else with an iota of, look, this is her being taken out on the stretcher. Anybody else with like a shred of empathy and compassion for a pugilistic, dangerous, and brutal sport see something like this, a fighter being carted off. We don't have any kind of medical updates. Even as of me recording this video, I don't know what went on. I don't know. She looked off and she looked in bad shape, right? The WBO on their verified page. Following her bout, Shadasia Green is currently under medical care. We extend our thoughts and prayers to the champion. We are wishing her strength and a safe recovery, right? So the WBO don't know what's going on with her either, and they're praying for her. Claressa Shields is making fun of her, like, aha, you thought she could beat me, ha, me. Bad look. Try to tell you. Amanda Serrano, classy. Prayers going out to Shadasia Green, hoping everything is okay. Prayer hands. So the point I'm making is very obvious. Everybody else in boxing is understanding what this really is. There are humans who decided to take an exceptionally dangerous sport and participate in it. And when you see somebody down and in that type of shape, you probably should halt on the memes and the jokes and the laughing until they get maybe released from medical, or we find out. Because again, as I said earlier in this video, the people who have been claimed and succumbed to this sport, this is how it looks at first. Like, oh, the person was having immense headaches and migraines right after the fight. Then they fell asleep and never woke back up, or they had to get in a medically induced coma. There was a young girl that just fought in Dakota, and her name was Dakota. Same thing. She got put in a medically induced coma because she got a really bad knockout by an up and coming prospect. I talked about it. You guys can find the videos on my channel. So we just seen that like in the last month, and your boy Ego reported on it. So in women's boxing even. So for Shadasia Green to be a fallen soldier and her condition to be unknown, and Claressa Shields just out here like laughing like, yeah, I told y'all I'm the best. Y'all said the timing seems very bad, bro. It seems very bad. Now, these are the fans. I told you she's facing immense backlash. We get it, champ, but Shorty condition is very dire right now. Prayers up. Please send her prayers instead of trashing her, GWOAT. Where is the sportsmanship, champ? She's hurt. We got to have more class. I swear they can't. GOAT. You know what I mean? So majority of the comments are like, you're actually an a-hole. She was just taken out by an ambulance. Try to tell y'all. Bro, this ain't no game. This ain't no video game. And the thing that's crazy is like, you're not a gangster, bro. It's not like street, like I said it before. This ain't no street beef. You and Shadasia, maybe y'all don't like each other on some boxing stuff, but do you really want this? Like, do you want to see people do bad like that? You know what I mean? Like when they're unconscious and winking and wincing and all this stuff. Like, come on, bro. That ain't championship behavior. Ain't nobody was saying all that. Always got to make it about you. Exactly what I just said. That's all credit to Lani and prayers to Shadasia Green. Told you. Your decision making is off. Something is very wrong with you, champ. If this was you, they would be celebrating. Instead of taking a moment to pray for her, you post this, you're a classless. Claressa Shields, you don't know Green's condition. Hold on, I gotta go back. Claressa, you don't know Green's condition because she got put in a stretcher. She's not hurt. She was straight up gassed and out of shape. They gotta stop playing with your name. She got carried out on a stretcher. Show some class and have some dang decency. Almost took her life away. You are corny AF, talking ish to a woman who could possibly pass away. We better pray for Green. Classless. Definitely not the GWOAT material. I wouldn't want my child looking up to you as a role model. You guys have boxing beef, not street beef. Ain't that what I just said? It could happen to you. Be humble. She literally passed the F out. You don't know Shadasia Green's condition because she got put on a stretcher. She has something health-wise going on. This shows your character. I hope somebody knocked yo butt out. She is hurt, taken out on a stretcher. Hey, yo, chill. All jokes aside, she got rolled out on a stretcher, passed out. You should delete this tweet, bruh. That's what a fan said. Chill, Claressa. She is seriously hurt. I'm your biggest fan, and you look like a goofy posting this. She just had the same reaction that Gerald McClellan had and probably has a brain bleed, and you still posted this. Try to tell you, bro, the fans going in. You got a disgusting character. You got disgusting character. You stupid B. She could die and you out here talking ish. They put her on a stretcher. She damn near killed her too. See, this is that weird ish. Made it about you. Green is dead low key. The stretcher is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, so fans are going in. Then she started hating on Alycia Baumgardner, saying she was trash. Fans said, man, she won 9 rounds to 1 and made multiple adjustments. Don't be a hater. Caroline went life and death with the bow girl. Exactly what I said. See, we got some real boxer fans. Look, awfully scary scenes at the MVP card. Shadasia Green collapses and is rushed out the ring on the stretcher. Lani Daniels stopped her in the 9th. Ref stepped in. Man, I hope she's okay, right? Alycia Baumgardner looked much better than DuBois did against Shin in 3-minute rounds. Also made late adjustments. See, I'm trying to tell y'all, Claressa looked bad. She looked bad. Your hate is spilling out. Alycia Baumgardner had 3-minute rounds. You not even fighting 3-minute rounds, and you supposed to be the GWOAT. You're not fighting 3-minute rounds. So instead of making fun of Shadasia Green and talking trash to Alycia Baumgardner because they're your ops, you should look at what you're posting. They fought 3-minute rounds. And now we see that, hey, man, they might have to change it back to 2 because Shadasia Green, we ain't never seen her look like that, and that was extremely dangerous. Right? So multiple people are going in. You are just hating for no reason. It is sad. You need to go get in the booth, Clarence. You fight very sloppy, Claressa, in the ring. Like you an MMA fighter or something. Alycia is the best female boxer. See? And when you go out of your way to hate, people gonna let you know about yourself. Her brain is probably bleeding. Chill. Now this ain't the right time, especially if you see someone leave on a stretcher. We got to pray for Green. This sounds like hate to me. And see, y'all said I was a hater. Look at what you a hater. You can't even do 3-minute rounds. LOL. That's funny. You have an amateur style still. They going in on, I try to tell you. You still fight like an amateur or local shop workers. LOL. You go 3 minutes in your next fight. Bad look for Claressa Shields. And again, I love it because the GWOAT stands, they try to come for me because I had the videos where I had constructive criticism for it. But Claressa always makes y'all look bad in the end because now you can't deny everything that I said in my previous videos. Distasteful, like not being classy, right? Remember when Laila Ali dressed up and they were beefing and then Claressa tried to copy it? And she was like, look, I could be classy too. No, you can't. Because being classy is not merely what you put on. You can't just put that ish on and now you're classy. It's a mentality. Laila Ali conducts herself like a grown woman. You're conducting yourself like a high school teenager. You know what I mean? You're laughing. I get it. She your ops. Baumgardner's your ops. But you just saying anything. Like Baumgardner looked horrible and she didn't. Her fight was entertaining. And again, she did better than Caroline DuBois with the same opponent. And as far as Shadasia, that goes without saying. The girl looked seriously hurt and you making it about you. Man, they can't mess with me. Bro, if she loses her life, we don't want to hear that from you. We don't care about no GWOAT or nothing else. We want to see this girl walk about the hospital and be able to continue her career and put food on the table. And you talking about some boxing. Like, there's stuff, the social media got y'all brains warped, bro. There's stuff that is far deeper than boxing. Like, for example, I'm a man. If you see me in public and like you disrespect me, you got to understand, I'm not no YouTuber and content creator. I'm a man before any of that. You know what I mean? So there's that. You know, there's things that are like supremely greater than sport, like human life. You know what I mean? And to see a champion as good as Claressa Shields could fight and see her conduct herself like that, it just looked ugly. It's like an ugly look on the sport. Like, we don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. You don't even know the girl's condition. They might put her in a coma and then you're going to look, you better hope that don't happen because you're going to look crazy. If something bad, knock on wood, but if something bad were to happen to Shadasia Green overnight, I'm recording this video, so I don't know her condition. I do have my prayers for Shadasia Green. She actually follows me on Twitter. Cool girl. I like watching her fight. I'm not sure what went on and transpired in the ring. She didn't look herself, and maybe it was just a bad night in the office. Maybe she came in the ring and was discombobulated. Something looked off. So all I could do is send my prayers, and you guys should do that as well. And, you know, as far as Claressa Shields, this is like, it's not, the point of branding yourself is to make more people want to buy merch from you, buy tickets to your show, make you more likable. Doing stuff like this don't make you more relatable. It don't make you more likable. Posting your LV receipt. Look, I spent $20,000 on LV. I bought myself gifts. In a recession where other people, some of your fans are doing bad, none of this stuff makes you likable or relatable. I'm just being real with you. And I think Claressa has a lot of yes men and women around her. They're not bold enough to tell her this, you know. some of the stuff you're doing with Papoose. The man Papoose literally went on Vlad TV, and it was kind of crazy. He was like, Vlad was like, "Did you give her a ring?" He was like, "Nah, we exchanged some gifts from here time to time, but never no ring." And he was saying stuff like, "Nah, I got my own residences, and she lived where she lived. We live separate." So that was weird. You know what I mean? And you up here worried about Shadasia Green and your image when a girl could be like permanently wounded. We don't know. Hopefully it's not that. And like I said, the GWOAT stands thought they was gonna come for me. Oh man, you're a hater. Who's really the hater? Claressa goes nuclear on Baumgardner, Shadasia Green. These bees can't fight. Like, why is that even necessary? As far as Baumgardner, again, she won her fight, right? This just looks poor for Claressa. I don't care what none of y'all are saying. Unsubscribe to me, because we never go. If you don't have no integrity, you're not gonna like my channel, bro. Then the final, I saved the best for last. The other thing is, you got people that try to out black you, right? And you have people like, "Oh man, how can you talk about a beautiful black sister?" Da 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 da. Bro, I don't give a about none of what you talking about. If you acting right, I'ma call it right. If you acting crazy, I don't care what your skin hue, color, nothing is. Right is right, wrong is wrong. But you had some people on this fake like FBA trying to out black you and all this type of stuff. Like, man, come on, Ego, why you hating on a sister and all this stupid stuff? So now I gotta fry y'all up too, right? Because fast forward to the future, what is Alycia Baumgardner? Black. What is Shadasia Green? Black. What is Keith Thurman? Black. What is Rolly? Part black. What is Gervonta Davis? Black. So don't try to come at me, the king of all things, the best in the business, and it's not even close, talking about some, oh, why you dissing the black queen and all that type of stuff. Why is she dissing all these black people? And y'all ain't saying nothing about that. And then, but wait, there's more. Not only has she targeted and dissed several black people, right? Including, but not limited to, Laila Ali and the other names that I said. In her diss to Laila Ali, she defended a white woman, Ronda Rousey.
And then she plays victim once they respond. So we all know that Ronda Rousey was on top of her game. Once Ronda Rousey lost, Laila Ali went on a celebratory tour laughing and celebrating the fact that Ronda Rousey had lost her first and only fight.
Bro, pack her up. Get her up out of here, dog. We don't give a about Ronda Rousey for real. I was happy when she got kicked in the head. I ain't gonna hold you. You up here trying to make Laila Ali look bad and talking about when Ronda Rousey, she was on top of her game. When Ronda Rousey lost, Laila Ali said, and then you played the tape, and Laila didn't even really diss her. She just said she can't beat me, right? She didn't really even go in. And you try to make Laila look less classy, and you're like, she's not really classy, da-da-da-da. And she was, you said, oh, she was on a celebratory rant when Ronda Rousey lost.
Me trainer. It was like, train Ronda Rousey. I'm like, but I thought you thought she could beat me. What happened?
So would you
Right him
the best in the world reference to Ronda Rousey?
And again, she's playing, I'm not even gonna play because I already went over it, but I'm trying to fast forward it. She started playing clips of Laila Ali being interviewed about Ronda Rousey, and she didn't really bash her. But I want you to hear what Claressa had to say.
So, you know, above everything, overlook.
that would never happen.
Right here.
Now, this is the thing that people wanna overlook. She's supposed to be so classy and supposed to be so, you know, above everything. But look at these interviews here where she's clearly laughing at Ronda, discrediting Ronda, talking about how you can't be a great and lose that bad in your prime. She just taking a dump all over her, and Ronda Rousey was really that girl. So I don't know if you guys know, but up in boxing, it takes a lot to get inside the ring. It takes a lot to prepare for a fight. And we all have a camaraderie where...
Camaraderie? What the is a camaraderie?
Get inside the ring. It takes a lot to prepare for a fight. And we all have a camaraderie where we don't laugh at each other when we fail, someone loses a fight. We don't kick each other when we're down. We have a good sportsmanship. And if there is any competitive spirit, it's not in a disrespectful way. The way that Laila Ali celebrated Ronda Rousey's loss was disgraceful, and it showed that she has no integrity and that she doesn't even understand how serious the sport of combat sports is.
Get Claressa Shields out of here, bro. You have been exposed as fraudulent. You, in an effort to make Laila Ali look like she's not classy, you disproved that it was you that isn't classy. You're like, man, Ronda Rousey was a good fighter. And after she lost, she was celebrating. And she may not know we're fighters. You're not supposed to kick someone when they're down. You heard it. I just played it for you. Don't kick a fighter when they're down.
That she doesn't even understand was disgraceful. That Laila Ali celebrated Ronda Rousey's loss was disgraceful, and it showed that she has no integrity. And
it shows you you're fake. You read some ChatGPT stuff, and the reason I'm saying you're fake is because a girl's on a stretcher and you're doing the same thing that you tried to admonish Laila Ali for. She literally on a stretcher. We don't know her condition, and she's black, by the way, unlike Ronda Rousey, for the record, right? And we don't even know her medical condition. And not only are you hating on the girl that we don't even know if she's good, you're hating on another black girl in Alycia Baumgardner, talking about, oh, these girls can't beat me, oh, these can't fight, blah, 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 blah. But you was the same one that in that clip I just played where you dressed up copying Laila Ali and try to wear a formal thing, and you try to expose Laila Ali as not being classy, like, here's the proof. And you play some crusty clips of Laila Ali saying that I would have beat Ronda Rousey. Laila didn't act like this. But when Keith Thurman got knocked out by Fundora, I made a video about it. It's up on the channel. Claressa was like, he lost. Oh, get him, Fundora. Oh, he beat him black and blue. This was how Claressa Shields was acting, right? Now when Shadasia Green get knocked out by a girl she fought, you thought she could beat me. These bees can't fight. And you had the audacity to try to make it look like Laila Ali wasn't the classy one. Claressa comes across as very insecure. And if you're truly confident, you don't have to act this way. You know what I mean? And I think she's confident to a degree, like with the fighting, but there's some, because she's always talking about, like, she's like, light-skinned people always hating on me. It's always the light-skinned ones. And Miss Six-Pack and Miss Oh So Pretty Laila Ali. You got to listen to what people are saying. That is deliberate. You got some self-hate or something going on up in there, or some jealousy. Why are you worried about Alycia Baumgardner having a six-pack? Her body is tight, and that's coming from a man. You always talking about how ugly people are and ugly fans are and how broke people are. You got to do some internal thinking. This girl need a PR person stat. You got a girl stretchered out on a gurney. We don't know the condition. Hey, you up here laughing at her, but then totally must have forgot that you said this to Laila Ali.
Laila Ali celebrated Ronda Rousey's loss was disgraceful, and it showed that she has no integrity and that she doesn't even understand how serious the sport of combat sports is.
She don't understand how serious the sport of combat sports is. That was the stupid sentence for the record. How serious the sport of combat sports is, whatever. But anyway, and then you have someone on a gurney and what you did is better. That's why the fans in the comment section chewing you up. You didn't make Laila Ali look bad. You proved her point.